Hello everyone, Inditorias here, and the first snapshot of the Lord of the Rings mod for 1.15 has just released, so today we're going to go over all of the changes that have happened in it. So on my other monitor right now I have the changelog. So the first thing, we have the Lord of the Rings mod main menu screen. And now if we go into our single player world, I have a snapshot. Load this, and they've added quite a lot of blocks, so I'm just gonna pan over all of them so you can get a good look at them. They've done a lot of retexturing, so not all the blocks are back yet. There's quite a few, but there's also quite a lot missing. They've added, and each one of these blocks also, when they're making this, each one of these blocks is its own file, and its own texture, its own class, so they all can compiled individually. Making a mod is actually a lot of work, especially when you're adding this many blocks. So a couple of notes on some of these things. I'm just going to hop over here. So these are all the items that they've also retextured. Swords, all the armor sets. And then in here, something I noticed when I was setting this all up. If you listen closely, the more like leather armor has its own sound, and then the iron armor has other one. And then they've also changed the red book model, which I like this a lot. It's really cool. Missed opportunity though. I'm really hoping this becomes a feature eventually. Placing the red book on a lectern, that would be pretty cool. And then something else, the hearth block, it has its own texture when it's on fire. And something I also noticed, it has the same smoke particles as a campfire, which if a normal fire doesn't. The little note though, campfire has a huge render distance for its particles, the hearth block doesn't. And then, what was in here? Oh yeah, new recipes. So they've added the horse armor and the saddle recipes. So there's your horse armor and saddle. And then each of the new flowers I've added has its own suspicious stews. So the Cimbelminie, I totally butchered that. It is regeneration. Shire Heather gives you saturation. Eleanor gives you fire resistance. Nifredil gives you regeneration. Bluebell gives you strength. Marigold gives you weakness. Asphodel gives you blindness. I think I missed one. Eleanor, fire, Nifredil, regeneration. Hopefully I got that all right. And then they've also added all the waterfall particles. Yep, there we go, right there. Which I noticed these are like basically the same thing as the campfire, except they're white. So I don't know if that's just to retexture them to fit that, or I don't remember if they were exactly like this in 1.7.10. They might have been. I don't think they were. I think they were closer to the normal fire particles. And then another feature, snow. So you have a bunch of snow. Salt actually melts the snow. Pretty cool. And let's see, they've also added stonecut recipes for Gondor Rock. So you can do all your slabs and whatnot. And then they've also added blast furnace recipes for like mithril ore and the other Lord of the Rings ores. And I think that's everything I want to cover in this world. Nope, one more thing. All the tree types. I have all these right here. So the Shire Pine, Beech, Lebethron, Cherry, Pear, Apple, Malorn, and Murk Oak. Now, they've actually changed how the apple tree, pear tree, and cherry tree all work. That's interesting. These are both. Oh, there we go. there's the fruity pear leaves. So they have fruity leaves on these now. So these are the fruity leaves, and only the fruity leaves will actually drop fruit. The normal leaves, so like that one, won't. So a bit of a change there. And apple also is 2 different types. So it has apple, red apple, and I don't think this one has any green on it. Doesn't look like it, but there are also green apple. Oh, they're really hard to tell. There might be. Now there are. Yeah, the green apple are really hard to see. They haven't added the super trees yet, as you can tell. Those will be added later. Oh, and one other feature too. So pillars, you can now place these horizontally. And yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. Those are vertical half slabs. The team always outdoes themselves. They did that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, you can do so much with these vertical half slabs. It's like, yeah, that is a slab. It's vertical. It's great. But now into Middle Earth. So they've added the ring portal. I haven't tested this. Hopefully it works. Yep. There we go. Yeah, I made that. It's made the same way. Fire, and chuck a ring in the fire. So we'll just hop into Middle Earth now and go over all the changes in there. So it looks like we spawn in Mordor. So they've added 7 biomes. So there's Mordor, Rohan, Gondor, Shire, Shire Woodlands, River, and I don't know what the last one is. But the original 5 biomes plus Woodlands and River. This is Mordor right now. And actually, I want to check something. So they've added the Stabbing Thorns. I don't know if these are going to be doing damage yet. Let's find out. Game mode. Survival. Oh, yep, those do damage. Those 100% do damage. But yeah, they've added the Middle Earth sky as well. There we go. Let's see, what biome is this? This is Gondor. And they've added rocks that spawn everywhere. Let's see. Can't find another biome. So this is all also the original generation or classic generation. We do not have the standard Lord of the Rings generation. So now we're in Rohan. So it's just random biomes. And there are no structures, no NPCs, no mobs, besides the fact that there's horses and cows spawning everywhere. But nothing specific to the Lord of the Rings mod has been added yet. Let's see, it's Rohan and then Shire Woodlands. Yeah. And a little note, the pine trees can actually spawn with their stripped pine logs above them now, which is pretty cool. I made a couple earlier to see if I could get them to spawn via bone meal, which they didn't. But it looks like it's just a chance to. Yeah, they don't all have it, so yeah, it's just a chance. So a couple things in the changelog I couldn't find. It says added pocket matches. I have no clue what that actually means. And then large item models for appropriate weapons. They've only added in... Let's see, this is the Shire, I believe. Yeah, large Shire. But I believe that's like more of a future implementation thing because currently the only weapons are swords, which I mean, they still have pretty neat models. But I think that's more of a future implementation thing. They're setting the groundwork for it. Then they've also added latitude-dependent watercolor. I have no idea what that means. But yeah, this is 1 out of 15. Yeah, swimming. Alright, there we go. Yes, I'm not 100% certain what latitude-dependent watercoloring means. It might be like something you'll see more when you actually have the standard Middle-earth world and you can go these absurd distances. Might be a little bit more obvious there. And a couple of notes. So I already mentioned the book would be pretty cool if the red book would go into a lectern. But some other things. The crafting table, which actually I think even these don't have it yet. But the recipes, you don't unlock them normally. I actually did the give all advancement to get all the recipes, and I still don't have a lot of them. It's like, ours don't have that. So you actually have to craft the item first. So it'd be nice if they actually made it so if you get, like, you tame a horse, you'll get the saddle recipe, or you get a brick, you can make a hearth. Once you get all the items, you can make the hearth. And then the unbarrack crafting, the other ones. I mean, these aren't fully implemented yet, but pretty nice if they had the recipe book as well. And actually, I think that's all my notes. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how much progress this mod has already made for 1.15, considering they're starting from scratch. So make sure you're subscribed. That way you'll get all of these update videos in your feed, the bell, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.